I feel like I couldn't have picked the most loudest top to wear for this video, but it's got cute dogs on it, so here we are.
Hello everyone and welcome to the Positive Vet Nurse channel. I hope that everyone is doing splendid today. So on today's video we are doing all about how I became a confident vet nurse, and this is something that I get asked all the time. How are you so confident? How can you do that? How did you locum in? How do you have your own business? I will tell you how, and I'll tell you the why as well. Anyone that knows me really well, maybe people that have grown up with me, my friends, my family, you'll know that I have never been confident, not from the get-go. And it's definitely something I've had to build over time. It's not like I just woke up one day and was like, oh, I'm confident now, all sorted, I'm fixed. It's something that I have had to build. So I'm going to talk to you about how I've managed to do it and where it's kind of started. So I hope you enjoy the video, and if you like it, give me a like and subscribe and comment if you feel like it. So the beginning of my vet nursing career started where I had very severely poor self-esteem and confidence. I used to overthink everything. I was scared to make mistakes. I was scared of putting a patient at risk, and I was 100% scared of what other people would think about me. Got to the point where I used to hide in the toilets or the laundry room just to avoid anything, especially anaesthetics. I'd be like, oh my god, it will be me next that has to monitor this anaesthetic. And I would do anything to get away from it, absolutely anything. I'd hide in kennels, whatever it was to not feel that uncomfortable. I would just kind of run away from it all. But then I got put on them anyway, so it didn't really work out for my anxiety very well in that respect. I remember at one point there was a vet surgeon that used to shout at me in Italian. Now, I have Italian family and I know a little bit of Italian. He would constantly be swearing at me and calling me all the names under the sun whilst we are in theatre. One day I was like, I know that you are calling me this. I just used to cry every time. I absolutely hated being with that particular surgeon. Just being in theatre, I felt like I was locked in this cage that I couldn't get out of. Yeah, I was just so deeply upset, and I thought, am I ever going to be a good vet nurse? Because, you know, surely there's got to be a reason why this is happening, or is it because I'm not supposed to be doing this? And that's where all that imposter syndrome came in and the self-doubt came in, because I was going, am I supposed to be a vet nurse? And as well, on top of that, the anxiety got so bad that I used to be triple checking my drug doses. Now, I don't mind people checking their drug calculations with me. I get mine checked still, even after 10 years, and I don't think there's a problem with that. But I was getting visibly slower, and it's because my anxiety was that bad that I thought, if I slow down, I am less likely to make a mistake. You know, with the world of veterinary, you'll know in practice that it's all go, go, go. It was visibly noticeable that I was getting slower. So then I would have meetings with my seniors and they would make me feel even worse about it and say, you need to be faster. And I'm saying to them, well, I can't go any faster because I'll make a mistake. And it was just this constant, cycle that I was in. And the only place that I felt remotely safe was consulting, which is probably why I still absolutely love consulting. But it was the only space that I didn't have to feel rushed, and I felt that I was good at it, and I loved talking to people. Nobody ever addressed the root cause or what was making me feel that way. Eventually, I then moved to a lovely referral hospital, and I was utilised properly as a vet nurse for the very first time. So I was trained properly on anaesthesia because we had a nurse that had her VTS certificate in anaesthesia, so she was absolutely fabulous. Everyone around me was really positive, and they would let me shadow them, and I'd get all the support that I needed and regular meetings that were empowering and positive and not trying to bring me down. And, I then didn't feel that I had to hide from it. And also in referral, I found neurology, which is one of my absolute favourite topics in the world. And I genuinely felt like I was good at something. Like, for me, neurology clicks, it's very visual. So if you see a dog that's gone off its back legs, you could look at that scan and that somewhere kind of around that back end of its spine, it is going to have potentially slipped a disc, and you're going to be able to see that on a CT and MRI scan. It's very visual, you can see it. And the vets and the specialists that I worked with were very passionate as well, and they loved having questions given to them. So I felt like I was in my element, and they were definitely in their element because they got to teach this sort of thing to somebody that really wanted to know as well. So I often work with the neurologists. I wrote a few articles as well, which they helped me with and made sure that I wrote the right thing, basically. So it was really nice, and that supportive team honestly made all the difference. And you don't think about it at the time, but the grass really is greener. It just took time. It took repetition, and then I built that competency up. Then my confidence slowly started getting better, and it bled into everything else that I did. So really positive at the end of that. As a third year student, I had started the Positive Vet Nurse. That was always something that I did alongside clinical work, and it's something that I have done for 8 years now, which is crazy. And having the Positive Vet Nurse page really made me feel heard, and it was my safe space because I have never once pretended to have it all figured out. I've never once pretended that I know everything and that my career has been absolutely flawless, because it absolutely has not. I have been through chaos with this. So basically, I wanted to share my journey with everybody else so that they could see that it's okay to have bad days. It's okay not to know everything. It's okay to have wobbles and make mistakes. And I really wanted to show that. And I did that through, mixing in the mental health within my content, and as well showing what I was doing in referral, showcasing all the neurology patients that I was nursing. So I got to do a bit of clinical education as well. And like I say, my colleagues loved it. My vets were so happy to see that I was talking about more complex cases like myasthenia gravis. I got invited to events after this. I got asked to speak at BVNA Congress, BVA Live. I've got all my articles published. I then did neurology webinars for VTX CPD. And this is all stuff that I've been paid for, which is amazing. So it gives nurses an outlet to actually be recognised for what they do, but also get something out of it. I mean, for me, it's never been about the money, but the fact that my confidence has grown to that point where my work is published and that I am speaking in front of lots and lots of people. I mean, little me would be very, very proud. It was just nice getting my work recognised. The page has managed to lift other people up as well, and I am now obviously showcasing how you can build confidence in this profession, because it can be really difficult, especially when you've had lots of knocks throughout, but it will get better. I absolutely promise you it will. So I'd probably say to anyone right now who is really struggling with this, and they were in the place that I was, where they had no confidence and really bad self-esteem, I would say the first priority is to check your environment. Is it psychologically safe enough for you to grow in this profession? And if it's not, it might be time to leave. This can be a really, really hard realization, because you might not want to leave somewhere that maybe you've been for your whole career. It might be scary to leave, and we spoke about on the last video about how, Sometimes we don't feel ready because we're scared, and we don't want to take that leap because we are worried about what others will think and what that will mean for us. But it's really good to look into if that place is psychologically safe. And what I mean by that is that it's a culture where, mistakes are dealt with in a more positive way. How can we help you with this? What can we do to support you so that this doesn't happen again? What extra resources does that person need in order for them to feel better, or in order for them to learn more or to grow more in their career so that they can do amazing things? Psychological safety means is having that support in practice, especially in the job that we have where things can go wrong. And you want to know that your team has your back and that management has your back as well. Now, another thing I would say to anybody that's feeling a bit rubbish as well and that lacks the confidence is to find your niche or your passion. And you're probably thinking, like, how does this even factor in? Especially if you are feeling really low, you might be thinking, well, I'm not good at anything, right? And that isn't true. That isn't true at all. And sometimes it could be that you haven't found your thing yet. You haven't found your thing that lifts you up and that makes you feel good. And what I find is when you are enthusiastic about something, people will notice, right? So when it was me with my neurology, I then got asked a lot of questions from people. It was easier to communicate to clients about it. I did posts on my socials about it, which, people absolutely love learning about. I then got asked to speak at BVNA on neurology. So when you are passionate about it and you share it with others, people will notice it. So it's finding out what you really enjoy. It could be anything. It could be fear-free handling in practice, making animals not feel as scared when they come in. It might be that you take that initiative to do something in practice, or you might go, you know what, I'm really interested in nutrition, and you look into doing more clinics. The world is your oyster on what you want to do, and there is no right or wrong answer at all in this. It's whatever you feel lights you up, and you need to run with it, because you will become more passionate and more confident in something and in your own abilities when you start getting recognised for it, because then you'll become the go-to person and your colleagues might want to collaborate with you. I know that I've got a friend called Courtney, and she is the rabbit and guinea pig lady. Like, she knows so much that even the vets will go to her for advice. Like, she loves rabbits and guinea pigs so much that she has now been asked to speak at BVA Live to talk all about it. Like, that's amazing. And that's because that's something that she loves, and she's run with it, and she's created her socials on it to get noticed, and spoken about it in practice, and running her own rabbit bonding clinics. All these different things that become something so special and diverse, and what we really, really need. Because if we were all the same, it'd be rubbish. And I find that clients appreciate it as well, and our patients benefit from it. So go for it. Something else I'd say is that if you're, hiding or avoiding from things, I would also ask why. Like, what is that fear actually saying to you? Like, is it a fear of judgment of what other people will think? Is it that you've made yourself have these unattainably high standards that you'll never be able to reach? Or is it that maybe you just need a little bit more knowledge just to build that competency up? Maybe that's what you need. Or maybe you've been put down in the past about something and you just need to be in a nicer environment that's going to help you and appreciate you and help you grow as a vet nurse. So get to the root cause, identify what that limiting belief is, reframe it into something more positive and more empowering, and then take a tiny step to then move forward with it. So I hope this video was really useful and that you got something out of it. I hope that you can build your confidence up so that you can do amazing things in your career. So if you like this video, please give me a like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.